Okay, Swimming Pool Steve here with another swimming pool equipment installation review. So let's get started here. So these are our suction lines here going into this diverter valve, which translates into a single pipe into the suction side of this pump. It's worth noting here that this spa flex has significant UV damage. Here's another pipe here you can see. So this pipe is a little bit newer, less UV damaged. This is where it goes. Gets very brittle, starts to crack. You can hear it, it's become very rough there. So that'll eventually need to be replaced, but pretty much all of that is looking like that. So anyway, here we go into the pump. This is I believe it's a 1 horsepower easy flow pump. You see the rusting here on this motor? That's heat damage. That's heat damage because the motor's been overheating, likely been working too hard. That could be from flow restrictions from these street elbows here, which probably should have been a sweep elbow instead of street elbows. The street elbow, the union, and the diverter valve are all pretty big flow restriction, so it could be that this pump is a little bit starved for water, and as a result it's been overheating here. This pump will probably need to be replaced sooner than later. Also worth noting, here's the bonding lug. Not in use. That means this pool is not protected against galvanic corrosion. That's something that should definitely be done on all swimming pool pumps and heaters. Okay, so we've got some spa flex here into a little piece of rigid nipple. Then we go into a male adapter, 1.5 inches. They've used silicone to seal that on there. Out of the filter via a street elbow. Again, I'd prefer to see a sweep elbow there for the flow dynamics. Some free air UV damaged spa flex. Into a 45, into a union, into a piece of rigid pipe. Now back out, we've got the return side of an offline Hayward chlorinator right there. So again, if you've seen my other videos, you know that this is a problem. There needs to be a check valve installed right here so that chlorinated water that's being inundated into the system can't backtrack. Now in theory, the water is moving this direction, so it should be fine. But every time you turn the pump off, you're going to have a small amount of chlorine that leaks backwards into this heater, and very likely is going to corrode the header inside this heater. So, out of the heater into another diverter valve, again with 2 unions on it. I love having the union access points for winterizing and working on the system. I don't like having the diverter valve, the union, and street elbows in such close proximity. One of the factors that affects flow dynamics of water is how turbulent the water is. In a long section of straight pipe, the water is less turbulent than when it hits a brick wall 90-degree turn like this, and it starts to cavitate and create vortices in the water. The water is very turbulent, and then it meets another flow restriction while it's turbulent, which is a problem, and then another flow restriction while it's turbulent. Is it okay? It's fine. It just could be better, just from a flow dynamics perspective. Just looking at a couple other items here. So you can see this heater. I don't see any bonding on this heater. Yeah, nothing at all. So similar to the bonding lug on this pump, heaters casings should be bonded as well for the same reason, to protect against galvanic corrosion. So I guess my biggest problem with this system is the flow dynamics of having all those flow restrictions in close proximity. Pump's getting a little bit older, probably working a little too hard and overheating, will need to be replaced sooner than later. UV damaged spa flex definitely should be replaced. No check valve in between the chlorinator and the heater itself. And that's pretty much it. I mean, overall, it's pretty good, pretty straightforward, but, you know, as usual, there's a little that could be better here.